Hello everybody, welcome to Tpull's Corner. It's been a bad couple of days kind of, because usually I use NVIDIA's GeForce Experience to record all my gameplay, and they had an update, and their update kind of basically broke the system. I need some green in here. So I spent all day yesterday trying to troubleshoot it. Just making sure all the drivers were downloaded. Let's do Tovolar since we have two of them. Use all of our mana. Start to trigger the day-night sequence. I spent a lot of time rebooting my computer after each one, and each time the in-game overlay would not work. So, let's see. What do I need for land? I've got 2 red. I think we'll go get a second blue now. Come on. And since they're not doing anything, I will attack, get the card draw out of it, and see what the card draw is first before I play a spell. And let's do Fauna Shaman. Just one spell, so we don't flip back to day. I don't need to flip back to day right now. 2-color deck. What is this one? Removal? Okay, fine. Another removal? You can flip it back to day. There you go. Say hello to Tovolar again. White and black both have plenty of removals, so they take that down to a 1/1, and they go into the Tomb of Annihilation, so they want to get a 4/4 creature with Death Touch out. Okay. You know what? Let's burn down the house. Right? We might draw a land. Oh. That's okay. That's okay. Maybe we'll have to discard something at some point. Do I put all the land down right away? I might need 6 if I don't get the Maskwood Nexus out. Ah, never mind. We'll throw the land away now. And now I get to Susan's Many Journeys. What do we want to do against that thing there? I guess we just go ahead and play this. And that's all we're going to do. They should have some sort of disenchant. Okay, they're going to use that on the Enchantment Saga. Seems like they didn't have anything better to do. I kind of like that. Let's bring down the Fauna Shaman. And we're going to keep a blue mana source open to take care of any artifacts or enchantments that they try and do after this. We want to make good on this card when we can. We're just going to exile that. That's fine. We've got 2 more Tovolars in there. And if this one stays as a 1/1, that's not the worst thing to happen to me. Okay, here's where they complete. No, we've got one more Sentinel Sail. They're going to sacrifice a land. I'm just going to sacrifice the life. And then we're going to go get rid of their dual land there. And go get some more green. Hey, look, more green. Okay, we'll keep that in case, and we'll just flip from day to night. If they decide to attack us, I can still attack back with Tovolar, right? Although we're gonna lose Tovolar soon. 20 attacks. Return mana value 3 or less. They don't have any creatures in there that are 3 or less. Okay, so we're going to use this now. That'll exile that enchantment. Once they complete a dungeon, I lose Tovolar, though. Oh, look. They're going to complete their dungeon. I'm going to lose Tovolar. And then this comes out as a regular 5/5. Okay, they bring out the Dungeoneer. We block with everybody. Actually, we just need to block with 2. Because they're tapped out. They can't protect it in any way. So we take those 2 points of damage upon the Devil's Death, and we just take out the Dungeoneer. Alright, next, Inventive Iteration. We return the token up. The token will fade away into nothingness. Bring down the Forest. Let's see, Artifact Defender. Let's just bring down the Skull. No attacks. Now if they bring down our Surat, it stays. They've got the 5/5, but we can get a 5/6 in a second. We keep this for an artifact. They've got nothing they can bring back. We don't block. Draw a card. Transform the Skull. Comes in tapped. Can't really help that. We'll use the Devil as a chump blocker against our Surat finally. They should attack with both, right? Or are they going to be afraid of the monstrosity? 6/6. That changes things, doesn't it? And that's 3, so Borrowing can bring that one back when Borrowing attacks. So it's all a bit of a pickle now. Gross. Everything's gross. They've completed their dungeon. They're getting all their bonuses. Okay, what can I do here? We can do that. We can't cast a 3-mana spell. We can go ahead and put Tovolar on top of the deck. We can go ahead and bring down Gwenna. And that's about all. They're acting like they have removal already. Yeah, come on through. See, we finally have to block that. One damage to every creature. They're going to exile Jacob. Okay. They're afraid of Jacob. Strangle gets rid of Barrowin. We don't have to worry about him resurrecting other creatures. And then we just go and we attack, right? They should feel compelled to trade with our Sararak. No, they're going to take the damage. They'll go down to 4. Vanishing Light gets rid of the monstrosity. So I'm kind of glad I attacked with it. They still do not do anything there. Yeah, we got to do something, right? Draw and discard. It's a land, so that's fine. 3, blah, blah, blah. No, we can't really afford to attack anything, can we? Or can we? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yes, we can. Needs to be a werewolf to do the trample stuff. We are now a werewolf. Get rid of the extra land. Pay. We'll just pay the 2. Oh, it has to be a werewolf. Sorry, I'm so used to having Maskwood Nexus out. I don't have the Nexus out. I can't do that yet. So this spell can't be countered. They'll just kill Tovolar. They're getting removal as soon as I get something else. Let's get another Halpak Piper. Do we put it out now? Yeah, let's put it out now. We'll get another Tovolar. We'll attack with our flyer. They really can't afford to attack. We're going to flip to nighttime because they don't have a spell they can cast. They're kind of stuck. Didn't feel they could do anything. We whiff. That was like 5 lands. Let's do Augur Rotom. Oh, there was a Maskwood Nexus. Reveal the card. This is our combo. Maskwood Nexus, Tovolar. He doesn't wait. Grape Soda Brian? Oh, this happens to me all the time. I finally get my combo out and they scoop. Oh well. Yeah, so hopefully I'll be able to troubleshoot that NVIDIA thing and get back to using them. Hopefully we can get it working again. I'm pretty sure the Windows 10 stuff is inferior quality. So I'll have to rely on y'all to give me the comments on exactly what the change in my voice is like, what it comes across as. I'm kind of fearful of what you might say, but at the same time, I kind of want to know. Okay, so here's the combo. Tovolar, Dire Overlord. The key is the final sentence. Transform any number of human werewolves you control. What we did was we went and took other creatures that could transform that weren't wolves, and instead of paying any cost associated with them normally to transform, we used the Maskwood Nexus. So when Maskwood Nexus comes down, it's creatures you control are every creature type. It turns everything into a changeling. That means everything is a wolf and a werewolf. So everything that can transform that's a creature, it's applicable to use Tovolar. All we need is to have 3 creatures at the beginning of our upkeep, have it be day, and have us transform it. If we have 3 creatures, then it'll transform to night, because we need 3 wolves or werewolves. Tovolar counts as 1, and when Maskwood Nexus is out, anything else counts as the second and third. So we just need 2 other creatures to satisfy the requirements. Then, whatever we have counts as a wolf, and it transforms. We've done this 2 times before. We did the green and red shell that we have to do because Tovolar is green and red. We did Tovolar's tricks with the black spells, and we did Tovolar's humans with the white spells. So now we're going down the color pie into blue with Tovolar's transformations. And what we've got is we went up 70 cards because I can't really get rid of the green-red shell, but I don't have a lot of multiples of the other cards that transform. So I wanted to keep those on to show you what we could do with each one of them. So that didn't leave me much to cut, but the opponent always has removal, and they're always stopping me from getting the combo from going off. So I had to get my own version of interaction to remove some of their stuff so I could survive long enough, remove some of their creatures to have a chance at getting the combo out. And then I started running into the problem of what you just saw. They scoop when I'm just about to do it. So I don't know if they catch on to what's going to happen, or if we just reach a point in the battle where it was a tipping point and they knew they couldn't win regardless. But the rest of the deck, we have Delver of Secrets. This is the 1/1 that turns into the 3/2 flyer. This is the ode to that classic Jeff Goldblum movie, The Fly, if you didn't know. Little sci-fi feature. Instants and sorceries aren't going to work for us really, because if you look at our combinations, what our deck is made up of, we only have 6 valid cards. So that's very low odds of us being able to transform it. We've got 2.9 mana cost average, 26 lands, and 70 cards. We've got 3 witness protections to do a little bit of neutralization of big bombs. We've got a strangle in case there's a planeswalker too, and we need the flexibility. This is a card from Shadows over Innistrad Remastered. Neglected Heirloom. The equipped creature gets +1/+1. It's only 1 to equip. Whenever equipped creature transforms, you transform the artifact as well. It turns into the Ashmouth Blade you see to the right. Equipped creature gets +3/+3 and has first strike. This artifact does not transform back, so you transform it once and you've got it. It's more expensive to equip after that if you need to change who it's equipped to, but +3/+3 and first strike is not bad for something that just costs 1 to get onto the battlefield. Defabricate to counter target artifact or enchantment. Jacob Hawken, Legendary Advisor, turns into an enchantment. Now this didn't work so well when we had enchantment auras, right? We had the Vengeful Strangler when we were doing the black cards, and we couldn't make it work. And I think it's a rules thing because it had no time to get put onto the stack so we could target an opponent, right? Because the creature has to die in order for it to transform. And the creature didn't die, it just transformed. And so that card went straight into exile. But it doesn't work for just plain enchantments, even if they're legendary enchantments. So we can transform this Human Advisor into an enchantment. We don't have to pay the 6 mana. It's free. And if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know we're a free-to-play channel, right? We love discounts. And this card is like 2-for-1 special, right? Because if we have the Tovolar Nexus combination out, we can transform this into an enchantment for free without paying the 6 mana, and the enchantment itself allows us to play 1 spell per turn for free. So it doesn't get any better than that. We've got the Modern Age, Enchantment Saga. When this turns on Chapter 3 into the Flying Spirit, if we want to transform it back, we can transform it back from a creature into the Enchantment Saga, if that makes sense in the state of the board. Same with the Suzu's Many Journeys. We could actually take the 3/3, turn it back at the beginning if we thought we wanted to go through Chapter 2 again and gain some life. In the middle, we've got Smash to Dust. Get rid of artifacts or target creature with Defender or a 1/1. 3 Fauna Shamans. This we discard a creature card, go search for our library. We're going to look for Tovolar, basically. If we have the Maskwood Nexus and don't have Tovolar, we'll go get Tovolar. We don't have black mana in our deck normally. We do have 3 different thriving lands, so we could get it. I could choose black if I think I need it. But this one, you can transform with Tovolar into the 4/4 zombie, and then later, if we lose a lot of creatures, we could transform this back as we go from day to night, because they're both creatures. So the transformations work both directions. Then we could, if we have a lot of mana in the mid-game, we could pay the exile cost at the bottom of Ludovic Necrogenius, get rid of some creature cards in our graveyard, and turn Ludovic into like a 7/7 or an 8/8 creature. Mystic Skull. This starts as an artifact, so we can't use the Nexus trick to transform it. We have to pay the 5 mana to transform it into Mystic Skull. But we could turn it back into a Mystic Skull later from the creature. You wouldn't normally think we want to do that, but if you see a board wipe coming, you could, if it's daytime with Tovolar and Nexus out, you could switch it tonight, turn it from the artifact creature construct back into just the artifact, and if you think they're going to do the board wipe, then you still have a way to get a creature out next turn. Biolume Egg, when it enters the battlefield, scry 2. When you sacrifice it, it comes back as a 4/4 Serpent. We don't have any sacrifice triggers in this deck. I've done a lot of different decks before, and I'll go through this when we get to Stromkark too. But we don't have any of the costs. We're counting on our combination to make everything happen. Here's a transformation artifact. We can't make this transform any differently using Tovolar and Maskwood Nexus. But I like the draw card advantage, and then it turns into Chilling Chronicle. You can tap the creature that might be attacking you or about to attack you, and then turn it back into the Mysterious Tome. Puppet Stitcher. We're not really worried about the first one. When you cast an instant or sorcery, create a zombie creature token with Decayed. It might happen once or twice in the game, but we'll transform it anyway into the Puppet Factory probably, because we do have a way to get some tokens out besides this, and then all of them become 3/3s. So if it makes sense, we'll transform it. Broken Wings against flyers and enchantments artifacts. Gwenna to do mana fixing, so if we need black mana, we could use Gwenna as one possible source to fix the mana, get our creatures down. Jugan defends the temple, gives us a green human monk to add more green mana, adds tokens, and then we get the Dragon Spirit. This is a superstar card. I wish I had more than one copy of it, actually. When other creatures enter the battlefield, you can pay X and put +1/+1 counters on those creatures. And so if you're in the mid-game and need a mana sink, summon a creature. If you got 5 mana left over, they put a +5/+5 on them. Augur of Autumn. Lets us look at the top card of our library and play lands from the top. And if we get Coven, we can also play creature spells from the top of the library later. Reno Stromkirk. I put out a deck was focused on Stromkirk not too long ago, and it was fun. It seemed to work pretty well. We are ignoring the bottom cost there. If a creature card with mana value 6 or greater is revealed, transform. No, the transformation is going to come from the Maskwood Nexus Tovolar combo. When he becomes Kralthus and attacks, and there's a second creature attacking, we can create a token that's a copy of that second attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, create 2 instead. So we've got Biolume Egg. If that's attacking, we got not just the original Kralthus attacking with the Serpent, but suddenly we'll get 2 more additional 4/4 Serpent tokens that attack because it's already a Serpent. If Maskwood Nexus is out, say we have a Wildsong Howler, that's also 4/4. Well, with Maskwood Nexus, that Wildsong Howler is not just a werewolf, it is also a Kraken, and a Leviathan, and an Octopus, and a Serpent. Now, we don't get bonus tokens because it meets all of the qualifications. We still just get 2, but we would be attacking with 3 Wildsong Howlers. They would all be 4/4s, the other 2 would be tokens. So that's the benefit that Stromkirk gives us. So for all of these, the Delver's Secrets are not worried about instants or sorceries. Jacob, we're not worried about paying 6 mana. The Biolume Egg, we're not sacrificing anything. And Reno Stromkirk, we don't even have a creature card with mana value 6 in the deck. It's impossible for us to transform him without the combination. Foreboding Statue. I'm skipping over Tovolar because we know Tovolar by now, right? Everybody should be familiar with Tovolar. You can pause the screen if you want and read him more if you need to. Foreboding Statue, we could actually transform from a 1/2 into a 5/5 without spending 3 turns putting omen counters on it. the Celestis to help change day to night as we feel necessary. We can't use it to trigger the day to night at the beginning. If our opponent turns it to night by not doing any spells, and it's nighttime when it gets to us, Celestis only activates as a sorcery, so we can't fix that. But when opponents see the werewolves, they, if anybody's been playing Magic for any length of time, they are automatically, sort of like by muscle memory, triggered to try and keep it on daytime if they can, which is perfect for what we want, because once we get our combo down, we can then turn it from daytime into nighttime, and we can transform whatever we want whenever we want. Inventive Iteration, return target creature or planeswalker to its owner's hand. We do have 4 actual werewolves, the Howlpack Piper. Spell can't be countered, and we can spend green mana, put creature cards from our hands onto the battlefield. If this is out with Maskwood Nexus, every creature in our hand counts as a werewolf, so we can summon all of them down. And when it turns into Wildsong Howler at night, we can look at the top 6 cards of our library and get a creature card. So it's a nice little card draw, and we don't have to worry about the card draw being lands. We'll definitely get something useful, hopefully something useful each time. If we get multiples of these down, it really helps us keep going with the threads. Behold the Unspeakable. Creatures you don't control get -2 to power until your next turn. That might give us a turn of brief safety from a bunch of smaller attacking creatures. Chapter 2, we're usually scrying 2 and drawing 2 cards, and then we end up with a Flying Trampler enchantment spirit at the end that gets +1 for each card in our hand. Shattered States Era, we gain control of target creature, then end up with a 3/3 Trample Haste. We've got 1 Bird Wipe with Burn Down the House. We might use the Devils instead. And we've got 1 Chaotic Transformation. We just did a deck recently, right, that was using 3 of these called Random Chaos. Really fun deck. I really enjoyed that one. But I thought this could be useful in this deck as well. So that's the idea. We're going to see if we can get it going. And hopefully we don't need to go to Sparky. I will tell you that the other 2 previous decks using the black and white mana cards, those went better in my playtesting. Here it seems like it takes longer to get blue set up and going, and we get wiped out quite a lot. I think this is the deck with the biggest losing percentage so far. Okay, we don't have a 1 mana play necessarily. Here's the red, so we do need green. We'll go for green. We could have gone for the black, but the green is really more important long term. Oh, is this a mirror match? Let's just use it while we got it. And I don't remember saying it, so let me say it now. Remember to like and subscribe. Tome is the only thing that we can play, so we will. And they get another legendary card out already. I guess I was too quick with the Strangle. Is this going to be like a Joda deck? And we missed a land drop. This is going to be a quick hand, isn't it? It's going to be a quick match. Like and subscribe anyway. Alright, we at least got something out of that. This is where they could get a lot of card draw, though. They can basically refill their hand real quick. We are fairly defenseless. Figures we got the 2 black mana cards. So maybe I should have gone with black mana after all to begin with. They had 2 free mana, so they could pay for 2 free cards. Nexus comes down. we couldn't really play much of the other stuff. Missed another land drop. And so basically we need to be able to cast Burn Down the House, so we need a white mana source, right? Or I meant to say a red mana source. And we're done. That was... You just can't really keep missing land drops like that. With out of the 10 extra cards, 2 of them are lands. 2 of them count for the Celestis, which are mana helpers. And then Mystic Skull also gives me a little bit of mana fixing. Between them and Gwenna, usually I don't run into that much in the way of mana trouble. But, you know, what's a day on the arena without getting starved for the right color mana? Okay, I'm up against Mr. Newbie. That's my opponent, so I have to win now, right? Gave me the one most powerful card that I have, the most expensive card in the entire deck, right up front. Not out of 60 cards, out of 70 cards, it gave me the most powerful card. But I'm not bitter. Probably gonna have to block that. Alright, let's bring down the Piper. We're not bringing down the land. We're going to discard that. We can bring down Tovolar with the ability, and then untap the Piper, and then not actually cast a spell and trigger the Day-Night Transformation, and go get something else, like Gwenna. And they are going to get the Cradle of the Death God right away. And blah, 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 blah. So what do we do here? I guess we do this. No attacks. I think we take the Burn Down the House, yeah? I think we take all of that. Pre-combat main phase. Let's just destroy it all. Clear the field. Get rid of that enchantment. Put down this. Let's go ahead and get the black mana. Draw. Attack with our flyer. The whittling away has begun. Okay, so we lost. That's perpetual, right? So that Tovolar, even if I could get him back, that would just be 2. We will attack. Well, we have 3. Then we add Maskwood Nexus, so we have half the combo. Pass the turn. They're just going to keep attacking with both Sanitarium Skeletons, right? Oh, they attack with the gas, too. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get rid of the gas now. Okay, it's nighttime, which means we get to come with the Howler and choose a creature. Let's double up with the Howlpack Piper. We could do this now, right? Yeah, let's do that now too. We'll look for yet another creature. Put down that. Attack with 2. Trigger the daytime. So far, their bombs are not here. They're not showing up. We can go ahead and block each one of these. They'll just bring them back, right? Bring them back. Because they've got mana to spare. But they might be better served to use them as chump blockers on the ground by now. Okay, but here's the cool thing. Now that we have Howlpack Piper and Maskwood Nexus, we don't have to cast a spell to bring these down. We'll bring down Augur first. Oh, sweet. Okay, and then we bring down Fauna Shaman. Actually, Poppet Stitcher. Oh, we can bring down all of them. We have enough mana. Okay, we lose our flyer. I'm okay with that. Don't need to transform that one yet. We just passed the turn. We didn't cast any spells. We just brought things down. So we go get Tovolar. And we had 2 activations. We found 2 Tovolars. Sweet. And now we're just going to get to demonstrate the combo. They cast 1 spell. It's still nighttime. Since we have Autumn of Augur, we can play lands right off the top. We can now put down the egg. And I don't think we need the extra land. I'll go ahead and take Azusa's Many Journeys. And then where I'm casting these on purpose, spending my mana, so I cast 2 spells and we trigger this back to daytime. I'm hoping they cast a spell. If not, we still benefit. I mean, we'll get the 2 Wildsong Howler transformations. But I won't be able to transform. Okay, there's a spell. We lose 1 Piper. I'm okay with that. Okay, now we trigger the combo. He went for the shortcut to get the Cradle of the Death God creature. can afford the creature and the land. He didn't have any card left to discard. And they let him get away with that, right? Mr. Newbie gets to only pay 2 of the 3 costs. It's not like you had to have a card to discard that lets you get away with that. Okay, so now, Tovolar, Maskwood Nexus, transform any number of human werewolves. This is already going to transform. This can transform. This can transform. We'll transform both of those. This triggers, we get Runo. We have the Puppet Factory. We don't have any tokens yet, but we can bring the land down. We can bring Stromkirk down. And we could bring something back up from our graveyard. How about Jacob? I like that, because with the Augur of Autumn, we can bring him straight onto the battlefield, trigger day to night, pass the turn. It's now daytime. I just want them not to flood out with land. I want them to have a spell. No. Okay, so it's going to pass, so Howpack Piper is going to trigger. So with the Puppet Factory. So I mean, we can transform the Puppet Factory back because we don't have any 1/1s right now. We'll go get Tovolar as a spare. So we've got plenty of spare Tovolars. I mean, we can reveal that, but that's just part of our regular draw. Play from land from the Augur. Bring down Ludovic. We mill. That didn't help us. Pay for the Mystic Skull transformation. Ta-da! It's tapped. That's okay. What do we have for creatures in our graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that was still nighttime. We can reveal that we got the land. So I don't care. I don't think it matters what colors we get now. But do we have 9? Yes. So we pay for 5. Auto pay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exile 5 cards. And which one do we want to copy? I don't think we want to copy the legendary, right? We could copy Fauna Shaman. I think just for fun. I mean, Howpack Piper is going to be just too much. Let's copy the statue. I like that. Okay. Done. They're flooding out. What do we do with that? I don't think the Puppet Stitcher is doing much right now, so let's just take care of that. And we can go ahead and tap one of these so we can get back to drawing. Don't want to reveal our counterspell. We can play Delver off the top thanks to Augur. And we can put an Omen counter on him. So it's a 9/9 now. What happens when it transforms? I want to find out. Let's go ahead and draw another card. Play Fauna Shaman. Play the land. And play the Celestis. We flip from day to night. We don't need to take anything there. Ah, just land again. I think they're going to scoop. I think they've had it. We haven't demonstrated everything I wanted to demonstrate. But they've kind of been flooding out with land lately, haven't they? Can I just fast forward that? Oh, you know what? That counts as casting spells. Okay. We can transform stuff. Okay, just to show you, I'm going to transform this back into the skull. We're going to transform Stromkirk now. We're going to transform Jacob. We're going to transform... No, we're not going to transform that. We paid for that. But we are going to transform Delver of Secrets. Yep. Wildsong Howler activate first. Get the Jacob up into our hand. Decline that. Decline that. Decline that. Now we got some stuff. We got another Jacob. We got another Maskwood Nexus. Pass the turn. You notice our Mystic Skull was transformed back into an artifact, so we proved we can do that. We didn't have to pay 6 for Jacob. Aww. They get their 4/4. We could have prevented that, but I figure the more that I let them have, the longer that they let us keep the demonstration going. He's going to keep it on daytime for us. I don't think there's anybody else we need to actually transform at this point, is there? Good game. Yeah, he'd had enough. That was most of what we were able to do. I mean, we could have attacked and shown him off, but we got Clothis transformed, we got the Insectile Aberration transformed, we got one of the Jacobs transformed into Hawkins Insight. We managed to just transform the creature back into an artifact for you, and we got the Serpentall transformed. So that's most of our stuff. It just so happened that we had a nice little standoff that was to my advantage that demonstrate all that. I'll go ahead and play one more and we'll see if I'll just play it as regular instead of demonstration. We got all of our stuff out. We didn't really get to use any of it. We just got to show off the transformations themselves. I kept waiting for a more powerful card to come out of that deck. Now we do have 6 instants and sorceries, so we could have that transform on its own. So there's no real reason to hoard it at all. And those are going to come out tapped, so we can't use as many journeys. We could next turn, if we draw another land, might be handy. So really, land, instant, or sorcery, we're good with any 3 of those, right? We just don't want another enchantment, saga, or an artifact, or a creature. 50-50 odds, right? Hey, look at that. We can transform the one. Put that down. Let's put down Gwenna. And then we attack. The problem with Gwenna right now is none of these are what we need to use Gwenna's power. Now we actually need some creatures. Okay, so blue. Blue to bring them down. Let's go ahead and use Azusa now. And then we will attack. And with their treasures, they go immediately from Muxus, which means we might die next turn. Because it's a goblin deck. We do get 3 life. Let's put down the Nexus. 4. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and put Chaotic Transformation under there. And yeah, go for broke. All they need is 1 more land. Or Iron Crag Feet. That will also do the trick. Top 6 cards, 3 creatures. Of course, one of them is a haste. All goblins you control have haste. And I have to do some chump blocking, right? 10. Actually, yeah, let me just do it this way. I die, right? Okay, what are we going to do next? It's 5 or greater. We don't have 5 or greater. I guess we just bring down Tovolar. And we'd be done. Ah, Kranko! Perfect timing. They're actually kind of going slow for for a goblin. But those all have haste, right? So yeah, good game. We're not gonna hang around for the goblin stuff. That's a goblin deck. When Magic decides you need to lose, I mean, really, my kind of jank and you put me up against a goblin deck? Alright, let me go in. I think we're running close to an hour long on this, so just because it takes a long time to go through each of the cards. So let me go in and show you the entire deck one more time. And so we were able to demonstrate almost all of the transformations, right, of all the blue cards. We didn't get to play with Neglected Heirloom quite so much. But in some of these we got to transform, but we didn't get to play with necessarily. But it was fun to transform Ludovic and get such a nice, big, strong, strapping power and toughness creature going on. And so, yeah, leave me a comment or two. Let me know what you think of the concept. Let me know what you think of the deck. Let me know what you think of how it compares with the previous 2 that we did in the series of with the white and the black cards. I guess we could make an oversized deck and jumble all of them together for a 5-color deck and see what we can do with that. That might be fun. But yeah, thanks for giving me Chaotic Transformation way up front against a Goblin deck, against a red aggro Goblin deck. That was really useful magic. I hate it when they do that. Like, they don't really need to give us extra hamstrings. You know, you don't need to tie one arm behind my back against a Goblin deck. It's a Goblin deck. It's already broken. Anyway, but I'm not bitter. This is Travis from Tpull's Corner. Remember to like and subscribe. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.